Now let's talk about camera. iPhone is the world's most popular camera, and it gets even better with iPhone 11. We have an amazing dual camera system with an all-new wide camera, with a new sensor with 100% focus pixels for faster autofocus, 3 times faster in low light. And we have a new ultra-wide camera with a 120-degree field of view. This will let you capture way more in your photos and videos. Because now you can take a wide camera shot like this, but switch to the ultra-wide to reveal the scale. Yes. You can now see the beautiful framing by Mother Nature, but the details still are there in the sky, the rocks, and the sand. This is doing an optical zoom out 2x, so you can capture way more without moving. So now, when you're taking a wide camera shot, you'll see our new immersive camera interface that lets you see outside the frame, hinting at a bigger shot. Then you can simply tap to switch to the ultra-wide, revealing more of your scene. This is great for these epic landscape shots where you can see edge to edge all this detail. And it's also great for tight spaces where you can't physically back up, but the ultra-wide lets you do that, revealing more of your story. You can use an angle like this to take a heroic and dynamic shot, because the ultra-wide can elongate your subject, yet keep all these details sharp from her red dress all the way to her face. Now, these are some examples of great ultra-wide photos. We've also updated our image pipeline, which processes over 1 trillion operations per photo. And it's got our image signal processor, and it has our neural engine for machine learning. And now we've added semantic rendering. This allows us to more intelligently detect subjects and relight them with detail, so they look even better. Now, we use this across your photos, including in our next-gen smart HDR. You can see the gorgeous smile and her warm face, accentuated by the backlit sun. Now, we're using multi-scale tone mapping, so we can treat highlights differently in different parts of the image, depending on what's best for them. Now, it works here in portrait mode, and people love taking portraits on iPhone 11. And iPhone 11 has this wide-angle camera, so you can take these beautiful wide shots of portraits for people. But now, with 2 cameras, we have stereoscopic depth. So now you can also take portraits of your favorite pets. Yay, pets! And you can also use creative depth of field for shots like this. Now, we have a new portrait lighting effect, and that's high-key mono. You can take a stunning studio-quality portrait like this from a pretty ordinary background. All right, let's talk about night mode. This is for those very low-light environments, like outdoors at night or inside a dimly lit restaurant. And night mode comes on automatically when it's dark enough to brighten photos and reduce noise. Here's an image with night mode turned off. Here it is with night mode turned on. We determine the image fusion time and use adaptive bracketing based on what we see in preview. So shorter frames if you have subject motion, or longer frames if you have deep shadows to recover them. Then we intelligently fuse images together, reducing motion and blur. All right, we know you love taking videos, and you're capturing more than ever on iPhone. So I'm really excited to show you the first video shot on iPhone 11 entirely on our wide and ultra-wide cameras.
1, 2, 3.
So the quality is just astounding. That was shot in 4K resolution, and all the shots, including the ones overhead, were handheld. So it's making use of our even better cinematic video stabilization. So when taking video, you can easily tap to switch to the ultra-wide camera to capture even more in your scene. You can also use the zoom wheel to just transition easily between the two cameras. Now we make it great to capture in all the formats you love because we support 4K resolution up to 60 frames per second, slow-mo, time-lapse, cinematic video stabilization, and now extended dynamic range at 4K up to 60 frames per second. And this is across both cameras, which is pretty cool. We also wanted to make it easier for you to take a quick video with Quick Take. So now when you're taking photos and you decide you want to take a quick video, simply tap and hold the shutter button to record a video. You can do that without changing frames. So video really shines on iPhone 11. In fact, it has the highest quality video ever in a smartphone. This is enabled by our real-time processing across our camera hardware, our software, our video encoders, and our chip. So that's the amazing dual camera system on iPhone 11, with a new wide and ultra-wide for 2x optical zoom out, night mode, a brighter flash, next-gen smart HDR, and the highest quality video. It will change the way you take your photos and videos. We've also updated our front TrueDepth camera to a wider 12-megapixel sensor. So now you can still take your 7-megapixel selfies as you normally would, but simply rotate to landscape to capture even more people using that wider sensor. Also on the front camera, we've added 4K video with extended dynamic range up to 30 frames per second. And you can also capture on the front at 4K 60 as well. Now we've also added slow motion video to the front camera for the first time. Now we think this is going to be really fun. It's so fun that we created a little ad about it, and we couldn't resist showing you. Okay, so we want this to inspire you to go take some awesome selfies because we can't wait to see them.